Good morning. Um, I am not sure what's happening with the intro. It seems to be malfunctioning right at the moment, so um, we will work on fixing that up somehow at some point, I'm hoping. But anyway, I just wanted to say good morning and thank you for coming on to the broadcast, which apparently looks like it may have frozen up on me here as well, which is too bad. I'm not sure what's happening this morning with my stuff. We've also gotten a bit of a later start, so you're probably seeing some very, very, very frozen video. And yeah, I'm really not sure what's going on right at the moment. Everything has definitely decided to foul up on me right at the moment. So if you can at least hear my voice, that is fantastic. So I definitely appreciate the fact that you're at least hanging out and listening to me right at the moment while I work on the audio, or the video, I should say. And it looks like the program I'm using has definitely just crashed right out. So just give me 2 moments here while I fix up the video and manage, wrong button, and let us get to a different camera altogether. So just give me 2 secs here and I will get us switched over. Yeah, that one is not doing the trick. So we will move us over. We'll pick that. And now let's see if that does the trick, because that other stuff. And we're back. Excellent. So that was a way to start off the program with a glitch in the intro, which I haven't had yet. Like that was different. I'm not sure what was going on there. But we just kind of work through it and figure it out. Not too worried about it. I mean, like I said, I am kind of a one-person operation on all this, so I can only handle so many problems at one time as I go along here. Luckily, this one was a fairly easy one to resolve, so we're just getting back to. Well, I'm hoping everything else hasn't frozen up now, because man, my computer's all of a sudden like bogged down, and I don't know why, because nothing is open on it besides the stuff that I need to make this work. So pardon me, I really apologize for the fact that if everything seems to be frozen up, I really do apologize on that. This was not how I initially wanted to exactly start this broadcast. I mean, it's never how I want to start any of them. So this is definitely a bit of a frustration for sure. So I just want to say thank you again for bearing with me as I resolve some of the issues that we are having right at the moment. So you see me glancing over this way a little bit more. It's just I am trying to make sure all the issues that were happening are no longer happening. So I'm just trying to make sure everything's running smoothly again and that we're able to have a fun and exciting broadcast today. So like I said, I'm just definitely verifying that everything is working. So you can see we have a few new little things happening in the background here as well, which is pretty sweet. We have the 10 directives, which if you can't really read it, that's okay. You can go over to my Instagram, which is instagram.com/elderobbo, which is ELDEROBBO, and you can read them there. I posted them up there as well. And then we also have this fancy whiteboard. So if I want to draw something for you, I can. So if I want to draw again a kind of basic concept or strategy that I know of, I can just like quickly zip it up on the board there for you and tell you all about it as well. So went and got that guy, and it's pretty inexpensive, so I'm pretty excited about that. And then I moved the calendar up, which I haven't done much with. I haven't done anything in it for July just because we're almost at the end of July, so I'm probably going to add some stuff, redo it for August here in the next little bit. So that's going to be the plan there. As you can see, we've started off a little late again today, just because of the technical difficulties, which I am definitely working on trying to get resolved as quickly as possible and make sure this doesn't happen again. Part of it was me. I had yesterday specifically and this morning definitely some low energy. Like I just had pretty much feel like my energy has been zapped out of my system right at the moment. I have no idea as to why. I really wanted to go for a bike ride yesterday, but this just low energy, I just couldn't bring myself to actually go up. And then I went and had lunch, and then I pretty much just passed out for a couple hours, and I had a hard time waking back up again. So I'm not sure where my energy levels went, why they dissipated like that, and why not even dissipated, like just pretty much not even existent. I really just don't know what happened, which is kind of crappy. So I'm trying to figure out where all that went and why that happened. However, with that being said, there's not a lot I can do about it now except work on today. So that's the plan, is to make sure my energy levels stay up today. Just because I don't want to be down and low energy again like I was yesterday. I want to be able to get up and do things and move around. I have things to do that I didn't get done yesterday. One of the bonuses is, though, even though some of the stuff I wanted to do I didn't get done, I did happen to meet someone new over Facebook, pardon me, who had some questions in regards to her children, just being that they are potentially going to be diagnosed with autism. So I said, hey, if you ever need any questions or any help, and they just reach out, and I'll do my best to be able to help you out. So she took me up on my offer and reached out. So her and her hubby are hopefully I was able to help out with some good, useful information in that kind of regard as to some of the things that I ended up having to do and then kind of working with, and then some of the things that my boy's mom ended up working with as well. So I'm really hoping that I managed to give her some good information to kind of work with to help her and her hubby out. If not, I apologize. I really did try. That's all you can do, though, is just try. So as far as I can tell, for us here, we are supposed to be getting rain and thunderstorms today, which I've known that we're supposed to be getting for the last couple of days. So that's probably what is in our forecast for the day. I didn't. Oh, silly computer, come on. There we go. There we go. Oh, maybe. Yeah. Obviously, I have to restart my computer a little bit more frequently than what I thought I did, but because it looks like it's frozen up again. But luckily, it's the browser, so I'm really hoping it's nothing too major, and that it's just me trying to just move things around just a little bit so that way I can see what I am trying to get to here. There we go. And basically, I'm just going to quickly find something kind of cool. If you're a fan of Robin Sharma, he's got his new book. He's getting close to the finish line. He's just taking a bit of a breather. That's kind of cool. If you're in the Okanagan, the lake levels for 2020 are still on the decline. So yeah, definitely I could agree with that. Our lake is going down here in the Shuswap, which is great because that means we have a little more beach to go hang out on, which is kind of funny. Speaking of this beach, the way it's kind of the way the entrance kind of comes into it's roughly around the middle of the beach. So it's like a big tunnel, and then you go out because they have a couple of grassy areas, and my kids and I would go to the far grassy area. So when we come out, there's like literally like this little triangle of sand, and pretty much everybody tries to sit in this triangle of sand. I have no idea as to why they try to sit in this one triangle, but my kids and I, we walk past them and we go sit on the over on the grassy area by the picnic tables instead. And I find it better because there's shade and there's picnic tables, and we can usually stay a good social distance from other people as well. So that's what we try to do. We try to go sit somewhere else where we can be further away from the other people. So that way, if anyone who is sick and has decided not to stay home, they can hang out in that little triangle if they so wish. But we go and sit in places that make more sense to us, so that way we can be a little bit more safe. So I can't remember if I said anything last time about what I was going to do today. I'm pretty sure I had said something about going on a concept and strategy that I did kind of learn. But I'm trying to think of which one I was going to go with. And being that things were piling up, I actually had a little PDF I wanted to share. But being that things are not working quite as well for me this morning, I don't know if I'll be able to actually share it. So I am going to hold off on that part of what I really wanted to share with everybody. There's a really cool concept that I really like quite a bit. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I could quickly drop for you, but I'm not pulling up anything on a plan that would probably work. And if you're a Malcolm Gladwell fan, I just got it here like 7 seconds ago that his podcast, The Revisionist History, is now out. That is exciting. That is super exciting. A bomb was developed in the basement. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that. I love the Revisionist History podcast from Malcolm Gladwell. It is so amazing. It has different little things that they talk about within the podcast that kind of have you look back and look at it in a little bit of a different light. That probably makes a little bit more sense in the end once you've actually heard a couple of them. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, I definitely recommend it. It is a great podcast to listen to. So seeing this come up on my Twitter feed is really exciting. I'm really happy, like super happy about this because I love Revisionist History. I think it's an absolutely phenomenal podcast. One of my former coworkers from a few years ago when I worked at a hotel, she's a super bright kid, and I asked her, and she had never heard of it, so I started sending her the links every time. I'm like, hey, here's a new one. Hey, here's a new one. Hey, here's a new one. Like, you're super smart. Like, listen to this. Check it out. So she actually got really into listening to Revisionist History. So I'm not sure if she's kept up with it, but I'm definitely going to let her know that the new one is out, and that she should definitely catch up on. I think it's season 5 now that is out. I just really find it amazing, and you should definitely check it out as well. I've looked at doing an actual podcast at one point, but I don't know if it's something I personally really want to get into with all the other fun things that I have kind of happening in life at the moment. I do know there are some people who have started podcasts recently that are kind of doing the same thing that I am. So I'm like, I don't really want to get into all of that. However, I would be doing it obviously quite a bit differently like I do with this. It's not something that's kind of normal for most people to just kind of to make a whole lot of sense for me at this point. Sorry, my cat decided to rub up against the tripod leg there. So if the video went shaky, that's probably why. Actually, I do know one thing I can kind of show you. This definitely works more so in Canada. I'm not sure 100% sure about the US, and I know outside of North America for sure, you definitely want to talk to a professional about something like this. So that's my disclaimer. Hey, base it at. How's it going? Thanks for coming on this morning. So one of the things that I actually have learned over the last little bit, no, actually, that's not even a concept, in all honesty. You know what? I will come up with one for Tuesday when we come back. So just bear with me on it. It's kind of a really neat idea. I do have one. I just got to go over it a little bit more. I do have kind of the basic ideas behind it. It's a really kind of a cool one. So if you are a homeowner, you'll definitely want to tune into that one because it's definitely, or looking to become a homeowner, it could be potentially a game changer on that one, which I think is really kind of neat. Actually, the one I was thinking about here, which isn't really so much a concept, or it talked about some stuff that you can do as a strategy. So if you're in a household, most households have a big pie of money, kind of like so. That's split down the middle. Where on the left, we have living expenses. I'm not sure how well you can see that because my whiteboard is kind of small. And then we go over here, and then I don't know how it is anywhere else, but I definitely know in Canada we pay quite a bit in taxes. And then most households have quite a chunk of debt. And then this little line here is typically what people are saving now. So back, I think, and they said, I want to say the 70s or even the 80s. So that would be 1980s for all those of you who are younger than 30. Most people were paying less debt than they are now. Their savings were closer to about, I think it was like 15, 17% they were saving every year or per paycheck. And now it is more like negative 1.89%, which basically means for every dollar, no, it was like 3%. So basically the idea is here, right at the moment, because our debt load has become so huge, is that for every dollar we earn, we spend $1.89. So not only are we spending that dollar, but we're almost spending another dollar on top of it. I think the last figure was $1.89. I could be wrong. It might have been last time I had read it, it was like $1.67, but last time I'd heard it was like $1.89. So what people do is they try to form a budget, and they go to someone who is like typically a specialist, what they call the traditional industry, and they look at the living expenses side, and they say, what can we chop out of here? Like, what are all the fun things that you like to do that we can get rid of? So I don't know about you. I like to mountain bike. I like pizza. I like beer, and I like ice cream. I can't get rid of any of those things because I really enjoy them a lot. Mind you, I have a bike, so I don't have to spend a lot of money on that. The only time that money comes up for it typically is if I want to go and ride at a bike park. That's the only time money typically comes up for it. So that's not too big of a deal. It's a couple times a summer. It doesn't usually cost a whole lot. Ice cream nowadays, kind of a little bit more expensive, but if you do it right, it's still kind of cheap. Beer is expensive. So I don't drink a lot of beer as it is, but I do enjoy beer, and not mass-produced beer. Like, no offense to anyone who likes Budweiser and Canadian, but I'm not really a big fan of those ones. I like something that's a little bit more crafted, a little bit better, actually quite a bit better to me. And then pizza. Well, who doesn't love pizza? I'd love really good pizza. Like, I mean, I have a friend. Unfortunately, their pizzeria is quite a ways away, but their pizza is amazing. A little bit more expensive, but man, it's so much better. So we usually end up getting a couple pizzas once a week, and they're just frozen pizzas, so they taste pretty good. So what the idea is here is, instead of looking at this side, because I don't know if you can tell, but I've been on a few diets that have not worked out so well. So I'm a little bit heavier. So if you have ever gone onto a diet, you know that it's really hard to cut out the good stuff like the ice cream, the pizza, the beer, or wine, or whatever it might be. So exercising harder is kind of where you end up trying to go and trying to cut out things that you really do enjoy. So, but if we look at the other side, here, if we look at a way to reduce the amount of taxes and reduce the amount of debt we pay, wouldn't that be a much better idea? Like I said, I know this should be working easily in Canada because I'm from Canada, specifically British Columbia. The U.S. I'm sure has something kind of similar. The rest of the world, I have no idea. I just know this is for something more for Canada, so just be aware. I'm going to keep throwing that disclaimer out there. So if we look at this side, we can free up some taxes and not pay as much into debt. Wouldn't that be amazing? So we free up all this extra money here that we could then put into our savings, and then potentially even put some back into our living expenses so we can actually do more fun things like travel. I'd love to do more traveling. So this is something I'm looking at implementing a lot more in my life. My oldest son, Aid Weasel, if you find him on Twitch or DLive or Twitter or Instagram, and he wants to go to Hawaii next year. So this is something I would really like to make it happen. I would really love to go to Hawaii. I'd really like to take my kids to Hawaii. I think that'd be awesome. Whether it happens next year, I don't know, but that is kind of the goal now. And so we're looking at making this part of our strategy, or implementing the strategies that would make this happen. And on average, I have seen people be able to save $500 to $1,500 extra dollars per month. That's right. $500 to $1,500 extra per month is what I have seen people get saved up to. When I started doing the strategy, I think my number ended up being about $300 a month, which was phenomenal. That saved me tons of money. I was able to pay off a bunch of stuff, get caught up on things. It was phenomenal, and it still is phenomenal. It is a great thing to be able to free up money by just kind of restructuring the debt in a certain way that doesn't affect your credit and actually helps you free up more money. And then being able to figure out different tax savings options as well. With stuff like this, I was actually able to find more ways of being able to have put money away for my youngest son who's autistic. If you don't know that, and it's been a game changer. In all honesty, like learning some of the stuff that went into all of this was a huge game changer for me and my family. And I'm putting money away for my youngest son. I've got money going away for my oldest son. We have everyone properly protected with life insurance, and I have some money being stashed away. It's fantastic. Like learning the stuff that goes into all of this and being able to free up money has just been an absolute game changing, mind blowing concept. Like it's just absolutely crazy amazing. So if you want to learn more, I was going to have a forum set up, but I never found a forum that I really kind of like to be able to set up. However, if you go to, let me just pull it up here. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, if you go there and just DM me, I will get you some. We'll set something up. So this is something that works in Canada for sure, and I'm sure there's something like this that works in the US. The rest of the world, it probably is, but I don't know. I'm not privy to the rest of that. I'm just privy to Canada, specifically British Columbia. And then, like I said, I think some of this does work in the US as well for some of these concepts and strategies. I just don't know what they exactly are or how they work, or if that is something that would work down there. Like I said, this is definitely Canada, specifically more British Columbia. So just keep that in mind. I am from Canada, so I am talking in Canadian kind of terms here. But if you are interested in learning something more, I put my link up for Twitter, so you can find me there. And just DM me and just say where you kind of found all this, and I will get back to you, and we can try and set something up where we get together and talk about it. Does that sound fair? Because I would love to be able to help you out if you're looking to try to save something and make something work. It might not be me specifically who can do it, but I can at least direct you into the right people who can. So that is kind of where we're at, and that is kind of one of the things I wanted to kind of quickly show you. I know it's a little bit hard to see. I am going to plan on doing one up a lot better than this, probably like as a doodle here in the next little while, where I can just show it a lot better, and then I will post it up onto like Twitter, my Facebook page as well. And then I will have it available just for people to see for something like this. And then each concept and strategy that I kind of go through, like I said, the mortgage one is really kind of cool as well, which I'm going to kind of brush up on a little bit more. I know quite a bit about it because I use it myself. I just don't know. Explaining it is a little bit more difficult for me sometimes. So I'm going to brush up on it, and then I will have it available for you. And then I'll have something that I think I found. I'll try and find a forum that I can post the link to here as well, and you can fill that bad boy out and get back to me that way as well if you so wish. So yeah, I will do a video up of this and then share it out as well for everybody. Sound cool? All right. So that is my episode for today. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Thank you for letting me show you this, talk about my weather, pull up some stuff off the old Twitter, and I had a fun time today. Thank you. If you want, go check this bad boy out here as well, and I will. We'll grab you all the links. All right. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Thank you for joining me this morning, and we look forward to seeing you Tuesday morning and then Thursday again, because like I said, we're doing this 2 days a week. It's been a little bit more easy for me, just to be honest, to be able to do this and come up with ideas. And as well, it's less stress for me at the moment as well, because I have a lot kind of going on in the old mind and trying to clear some of that out, and then trying to do business as well outside of here. So this is something that I just enjoy doing and want to be able to provide some kind of service for everybody and be able to reach out and connect more. So if you want, I do have the links set up there, so you can always go check it out. And I look forward to talking to you on Tuesday. All right, everyone. I'll talk to you later. Have a great day. Stay safe, stay healthy, ride hard, and live long. Adios, everyone. Bye.